Okay, so this is called Comfortable in My Casual. Yeah. So it was my birthday yesterday. I'm 52 now. And I already love being 52. Okay, so this is quite comfortable. Okay, so Phineas, Finn, come here. He's sad because it's just me and him today right now. He doesn't like it when it's just me and him. He wants to be outside with his daddy. And that's not happening today because he's out shoveling the driveway. So that's what, let's see what Finn will come up here and do. Come on, you gonna bop up here? He's gonna bop up here with me. This is how we bop. Okay, so hi, I'm Jennifer. And I like it both with and without the glasses. I'm at that age that the eyes are weird. Okay, hold on, let's put on, it's like a little Mr. Rogers episode here. Take off your coat, put on your indoor glasses, because they're bifocals. And they have anti-reflective blue light stuff too, so I like to wear them when I do my computer work when I'm writing. But these ones I had on, they're like take me seriously. I don't know what they are. I like they're Ann Taylor's. So I like the oversize. Especially when I don't wear makeup. It gives my face something interesting to look at. Then these ones I think are just so cute. They kind of, you know, they're like the same little color tone of my face. So it's hard to see. Like they just disappear. This is Finn. He's like, I could care less, Mom. And behind me, my Indigo Girls band book poster, which about sums up who I am as a person. If you only know two things about me, it's that I read band books and my favorite band is the Indigo Girls. From there, you know everything else you might need to know about me. Okay. Okay. So it's February 1st. It's imbolc. IMB. Imbol. Is it IMBLOC? Imbolc. I've got dyslexia in my head, and so words, if I have to think about saying them, I try to visualize them, and then the vowels and the consonants, they just mix themselves up. So I have to know a word. It has to be like embedded in there. Otherwise, if it's like kind of a word I don't say very often, I visualize it, and then when it gets visualized, all those letters get jumbled up. So that's what dyslexia is like in an old lady's head. We still even come across it when we're learning new words or adding new words up in there. Oh, so I hopped on because today is a day I'm doing a cord cutting ceremony with the part of myself that is the saboteur. The one who sabotages, but like the one who's like, we can do steps 1 through 9, but 10, we can't, So she's got a cord cut in with that saboteur. And then I'm gonna write, as I do, as one does every day. But I wrote a deep dive analysis that I posted the other day. voice and how they connect to the Palmer raids and that sort of shit. And it was just like the long and academic version. And after I posted, I'm like, that's not what I really write. And I'm like, but it is what I write. But y'all don't know that because it is what I write. And then it goes in my folders, because I realized this year I've been really trying to think about and identify my writing process. And I realized I do these deep dive analyses for myself so that I can understand a subject. Like that very famous Joan Didion, I write so I know what I think, or I may be mixing up who said that, but it's so fucking true. So many writers say this, right? They write so they know what they think. And so I do that. Then those essays never see the light of day because it's helping me process what it is I need to know in order to develop an opinion about something. So I did that with this essay, and the name of it is escaping my mind. That's why it's also that I'm a good writer, because I can look back and reference my orating. My words get jumbled in my head too often, and there's like this block that goes up and I can't remember things. So that's why you need to read my stuff too, because it's so much more elegant that way and lyrical. Like, ugh. Anyhow, lyrical. So, okay, so I wrote this essay, posted it because it felt so urgent, the way that I connect things and show the way the patterns are. My arm's getting tired, my little myasthenic arm. Okay, so the patterns. Oh, so I wrote the essay. Good Lord, you don't want to be in this head. I wrote this essay, thought about it, posted it, and then now that I know what I want to know, I sat down last night and wrote it from the spiritual religious studies perspective of how, like, the marriage between church and state, especially with the protest at the church in Minneapolis, or in St. Paul. They're right next to each other. And I wrote the first section, and then it was time for dinner because this is my birthday yesterday. So I finished the first section, went to dinner, came back from dinner, read that section again, and read it before dinner too. But I was like, damn, that's a great standalone section. But I didn't get to the point of what I wanted to say in this essay. And so I kept writing to bring in the points of what I wanted to say. And both essays are important, and I just don't know which one to go with, right? So Bruce likes the first section. I like I like it as a whole. I like it both ways. Don't take that wrong. But the whole, I like it as the whole because it's intended of what I wanted to say, and that's kind of how my writing is. It's not just here's one thought and take it, which maybe you might want that, but anyhow. So that's, and in that art one that I haven't posted yet, it's still in the drafts folder, I mention Liam, the 5-year-old little boy who was kidnapped and taken to Texas, right? And I woke up this morning to the news that he's been released and he's home. So that's really nice. And in that article that I was writing, I was like, the news is coming too fast. It's like an avalanche, and we just can't keep up with the news. And so I write these response pieces, and by the time that they're ready to publish, they're like, we're moving on to the next thing because there's so much news to respond to, which is by design. And it's overwhelming. So maybe the message today is that it's okay to slow down. It's okay to stop and do the deep analysis so that you can understand what it is you want to think about a subject. and then decide what needs your attention. That's also in this little essay. Deciding, are you going to respond to the ICE raids or the Epstein files or the police brutality or the 100 million things that are demanding our attention? Because if we respond to everything, we can't respond to anything. I don't know what it is I'm trying to say. I thought it's making up something cute in that sentence. But what I'm trying to say is, like, we can care about all of them, right? But if you're someone like me who does analysis and helps us see connections and how the personal is political, I can't respond to all of them. And I think that's a lesson for myself as well. Anyhow, nice chatting with you today. I'm gonna go do my cord cutting ceremony. And then I'm gonna get back to that essay I wrote, so I can post it this afternoon. Okay, bye.